Hey sisters, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're diving into the world of movie music soundtracks. So, we're gonna be counting down the top 10 movie soundtracks of all time and exploring what makes them so iconic. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my uploads, and let's get started. Next up, we're blasting off to a galaxy far, far away with Star Wars. This soundtrack is pure epicness, and it's impossible to imagine the movies without it. John Williams, you are a genius. I mean, that opening theme song alone is enough to give you chills. It's so grand and majestic, it instantly sets the stage for this massive space opera. And it's not just the main theme, though. Every single character has their own musical motif, like Darth Vader's Imperial March, so intimidating, and Princess Leia's theme, which is so elegant and hopeful. The music just adds so much depth and emotion to every scene. The Star Wars soundtrack is a perfect example of how music can transport you to another world. It's become part of our culture, you know? People who haven't even seen the movies recognize the music. That's how iconic it is. Alright, let's be real, we all knew this one was coming. Titanic. This soundtrack is like the ultimate tearjerker. Celine Dion's My Heart Will Go On is basically the anthem of tragic love stories everywhere. But seriously, the entire soundtrack is just beautiful. James Horner did an incredible job of capturing the grandeur and romance of the Titanic, as well as the heartbreak of its sinking. I mean, the use of Irish folk music to represent the third-class passengers? Genius! It adds this whole other layer of emotion and authenticity to the film, and the way the music swells during the romantic scenes between Jack and Rose? Ugh, my heart. The Titanic soundtrack is a masterpiece of storytelling through music. It's no wonder it won an Oscar and became one of the best-selling albums of all time. Magical. Chapter 5. Jurassic Park. Life, finds a way into our hearts through this soundtrack. Hold on to your butts because we're entering Jurassic Park. This soundtrack is iconic for its use of suspenseful melodies and, of course, that unforgettable main theme. John Williams does it again, you guys. He knows how to write music that just gets stuck in your head. That main theme, it's like a warm hug for your ears, but also kind of scary at the same time. It perfectly captures the wonder and awe of seeing dinosaurs for the first time, but also the inherent danger that comes with it. And the way he uses those suspenseful strings and percussion during the dinosaur attack scenes? Pure genius. It keeps you on the edge of your seat, wondering what's going to happen next. But what really makes this soundtrack special is its use of recurring musical themes and motifs. The Jurassic Park soundtrack is a perfect example of how music can enhance the emotional impact of a film. Chapter 6. Harry Potter. Axio, magical soundtrack. Now it's time to hop on our broomsticks and fly over to Hogwarts, because we're talking about Harry Potter. This soundtrack is just as magical as the wizarding world itself. John Williams, you've outdone yourself again. The music is whimsical, enchanting, and sometimes even a little bit spooky, just like the books and movies. You can practically hear Hedwig's theme song playing in the background right now. One of the things that makes the Harry Potter soundtrack so special is how well it captures the sense of wonder and childlike innocence of the early films. Remember those twinkling chimes and playful melodies? It's like stepping into a fairy tale. But as the series progresses and the stakes get higher, the music evolves too, becoming darker and more complex. And let's not forget about Hedwig's theme. That iconic melody is basically synonymous with Harry Potter. The Harry Potter soundtrack is a masterclass in creating a cohesive musical identity for a franchise. Chapter 7. Prepare to have your mind blown because we're entering the world of Inception. This soundtrack, composed by the incredible Hans Zimmer, is just as innovative and mind-bending as the movie itself. Zimmer is known for his groundbreaking use of sound, and Inception is no exception. The soundtrack is full of these distorted soundscapes and haunting melodies that perfectly capture the surreal, dreamlike quality of the film. And that iconic Bram sound? It's become a total meme, but it's also a brilliant piece of sound design. It's so unexpected and jarring, it perfectly mimics the feeling of being jolted awake from a dream. Zimmer also uses a lot of electronic instruments and sound effects, which gives the soundtrack a really modern, cutting-edge feel. The Inception soundtrack is a testament to the power of sound design and its ability to transport us to another world. Chapter 8. Gladiator, are you not entertained because this soundtrack will entertain you? Get ready to enter the Colosseum because we're talking about Gladiator. This soundtrack, composed by the legendary Hans Zimmer, again, is just as epic and emotionally powerful as the movie itself. It's the kind of music that makes you want to conquer the world. One of the things that makes the Gladiator soundtrack so special is its use of both traditional orchestral music and ancient Roman instruments. The result is a sound that is both familiar and exotic, blending together seamlessly to create a truly immersive experience. And the way Zimmer uses those soaring vocals during the battle scenes, it's enough to give you chills. It's like the music is cheering on Maximus as he fights for his life. But the Gladiator soundtrack isn't all about action and spectacle. There are also moments of quiet beauty and reflection, like the theme from the Elysian Fields scene. Chapter 9. The Lion King, The Circle of Life includes amazing music. Get ready to feel the love tonight because we're talking about The Lion King. This soundtrack is a true Disney classic, full of catchy tunes and heartwarming melodies. Hakuna Matata, everyone. Elton John and Tim Rice outdid themselves with this one. The songs are just so memorable and fun to sing along to. From the upbeat Circle of Life to the romantic Can You Feel the Love Tonight, there's a song for every mood. But the Lion King soundtrack isn't just about catchy tunes. It also features some truly beautiful and moving instrumental pieces like the music that plays during Mufasa's death scene. And let's not forget about the African influences. The use of traditional African rhythms and instruments gives the soundtrack a truly unique and authentic flavor. Chapter 10. Pulp Fiction, the coolest soundtrack ever? Last but not least, we're diving into the world of Pulp Fiction. This soundtrack is just as iconic and influential as the movie itself. It's a mix of surf rock, soul, and pop that perfectly captures the film's cool, eclectic vibe. Quentin Tarantino is a master of using music in his films, and Pulp Fiction is no exception. Instead of relying on a traditional score, he chose to use a collection of pre-existing songs that perfectly complemented the action on screen. From Dick Dale's Mr. Lou to Chuck Berry's You Never Can Tell, the Pulp Fiction soundtrack is a masterclass in song selection. Each song is perfectly placed to enhance the mood and atmosphere of the scene. The Pulp Fiction soundtrack is a reminder that sometimes the best movie music isn't a grand orchestral score, but a collection of well-chosen songs that perfectly capture the spirit of the film. It's cool, it's stylish, and it's totally unforgettable. Outro: which soundtrack reigns supreme? And that's a wrap on our countdown of the top 10 movie soundtracks of all time. These soundtracks are more than just background music. They're an integral part of what makes these movies so iconic and unforgettable. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. And be sure to let me know in the comments which movie soundtrack is your favorite and why.